And so the broadband team focused on the challenges that I mentioned, the opportunities, the need for the U.S. to have a world-class broadband communications infrastructure to be the central home for innovation in the 21st century. And developed a set of goals and a set of recommendations. The goals included a goal of, by 2020, 100 megabit service to 100 million households in the U.S. Why that goal? Because if we achieve it, we will have the largest market in the world, we believe, for high-speed internet, which will be a key part of making sure that we remain a center of innovation here, so that the most innovative wired and wireless products and services are developed here, launched here, distributed here, and then ultimately exported to the rest of the world. We set goals around 1 gigabit service to at least one anchor institution, like a school or a library in every community. We set a goal around being the world leader in mobile and a concrete goal around recovering 500 megahertz of spectrum. And then we have a series of recommendations designed to accomplish these goals and tackle the challenges that I've talked about. One, reorient major policies that continue to promote telephone service so that they support the next generation of communication service, high-speed internet. The biggest example is our Universal Service Fund. It's a fund that spends about $8 billion a year every year focused on yesterday's telephone communications. We developed as part of this process a plan to reorient that to broadband communications. Second, a series of initiatives to recover and unleash spectrum. We believe that we have an extraordinary opportunity around mobile, that in fact mobile broadband could be the single largest source of innovation, new business formation, new job creation, economic activity over the next decade or more. We also have identified a very clear obstacle to this. The obstacle is the lack we see coming of sufficient spectrum to meet the demands for mobile broadband. Some very quick numbers. We have at the FCC spectrum coming online for mobile broadband that represents about a threefold increase of the amount of spectrum that's now available for mobile broadband, which sounds not so bad, until you see the data showing that the demand on our spectrum over the same period of time is expected to be not 3x what it is now, but 30 or 40x. And by the way, those estimates were before the iPad was released and launched. So reform USF, unleash spectrum. We have a series of strategies and initiatives designed to lower the cost of investment, to accelerate deployment of wired and wireless. We have, in connection with spectrum, a focus on recovering and putting out for innovation both licensed spectrum and unlicensed spectrum. If I have time later, we'll come back and I'll tell you the story of Wi-Fi built on unlicensed spectrum, which is an extraordinary story. And finally, we have a series of recommendations in the plan that go to tackling national challenges like education, energy, healthcare, public safety, recommendation, and a plan to finally build a mobile broadband public safety network for first responders. We have hit the ground running. We announced a couple of weeks ago an implementation plan following on the broadband plan that sets out over 60 FCC actions over the next year to implement the plan. I can tell you that it's an unprecedented number, and the plan was unprecedented in its transparency, as our broadband process was unprecedented in its transparency. In fact, let me end with that. One of the things that I think is notable about the process that Blair and the broadband team and others here ran is, as some people have said to me, it was as impressive if not more so than any strategic planning exercise that has been run out of government. It's hard for people to point to others for comparison. I'm incredibly proud of the work that the team did. Encourage you to read the plan. It's available at broadband.gov. And let me thank again the people from our broadband team who are there. Let me thank the people who are in the room who helped and consulted and participated in our process. Pleased to be here remotely, and happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much. Let's give the chairman a round of applause. So, questions? Still early morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hi, Chairman.
It's 10.
Genachowski.
You know, it's 10:30 there. It's not that early.
Hi, this is Louis Traeger. I'm covering the event here for Com Daily. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I know that the Commission can go ahead with a lot of the work on the broadband plan, regardless of the jurisdictional questions that have come up after Comcast. But two things on that jurisdictional question. One is, I understand your position to essentially be that the FCC is on very firm footing in acting with regard to the Internet. It just isn't prepared quite yet to say on what legal basis. I'm wondering how you put those two statements together. And number two is, can you shed any light on when the Commission's position on this might be clarified further?
Sure. Listen, the focus here continues to be on this extraordinary broadband plan, what it means for tackling our economic issues in the country and making progress on this broad agenda. I'm convinced that the Communications Act gives the FCC the authority it needs to move forward on the plan. We have, as I've mentioned before, terrific lawyers working on the best way to make sure we have a solid legal foundation, and we will do so.
We have a question over here.